Hello everyone, a very good morning to all of you. Today we are going to discuss the very first chapter of our chemistry book, that is chemical reactions and equations. Now before discussing what are chemical reactions and chemical equations, let us consider a few real life examples. Like for example, now consider you keep milk in a jar and you keep it at room temperature. In summer season, what would happen to it? Now, have you ever cooked food in the kitchen? What do you observe? Have you ever made tea or any lemonade at home? What do you observe? So yes, in all these examples, there is a very common thing, that is a change is occurring. Any kind of change, right? Now basically, there are two different kinds of changes. One is physical change and the second one is a chemical change. First of all, what is the difference between a physical change and a chemical change? Like for example, I am taking this paper and I am tearing it into pieces. What is this? This is a physical change. How can you say it a physical change? Because this was a paper earlier and after I tear it, it is a paper again, right? So no new product is formed. So that means it is an example of a physical change, right? So what are physical changes? Physical changes are those changes in which no new product is formed, right? And this reaction is a reversible reaction. Like we can reverse it and we can get the thing back again. Then second are the chemical changes. Now what are chemical changes? Chemical changes are basically those changes which involve a change in a state. It can involve a change in a color also, right? So basically what are chemical changes? Chemical changes are those changes in which an entirely new product is formed. So what is a chemical change? It is a change in which a new product is formed. Any kind of new product is formed. And this is an irreversible change, as in it cannot be reversed. Like for example, coming back to the same example once again, if you prepare tea at home, so what do? You take all the ingredients like water, milk, sugar, tea, and you bring it to boil, and what do you observe? The tea is formed, right? So this is, in this case, a new product, that is tea, is formed using the simple basic ingredients. So thus it is a chemical change, right? Is it clear what is the difference between a physical change and a chemical change? So now let me show you few pictures from our everyday life to demonstrate whether a change is a physical change or a chemical change. So first of all, can you see the picture? The food is cooked. Now the person is cooking food. Now is it a physical change or a chemical change? Can any one of you tell me? Very good. Yes. So cooking of food is a chemical change. Why? Because an entirely new product is formed. Then in the second picture you can see melting of ice. So what is melting of ice? So in melting of ice, what happens? The ice melts to form water, right? And in this, is it a physical change or a chemical change? Yes, very good, very right. It is a physical change because no new product is formed. Simply the water in the frozen state has been converted into a liquid state, right? And if we want to reverse this reaction, we can get the ice back again. So it is a physical change. In the third picture you can see boiling of water. So yes, is boiling of water a physical change or a chemical change? Yes, very good. It is also a physical change. Why? Because again in this, the water is getting converted into another state, that is water vapors, and no new product is formed. Moreover, this reaction is also reversible. Once we cool it, we can get the water back again. In the fourth picture, you can see rusting of iron. Now what is rusting of iron? So when we keep iron nails, etc., or any iron thing in open, in the humid air, what do we observe? We observe that iron gets rusted. So in this case, is it a physical change or chemical change? Yes, students, tell. Very good, very good. So it is a chemical change. Why? Because in this an entirely new product, that is rust, is formed. So iron is getting converted into rust, a layer of rust. So it is a chemical change. Then next, in the next picture we have ripening of fruits. So ripening of fruits, like ripening of tomatoes, right? So in that, when the tomatoes ripen, the green color of tomatoes gets converted into the red color, right? So is it a chemical change or a physical change? Yes. So we cannot get back the original fruit in this case. So it is a chemical change, right? So it is a chemical change. Then the last example is burning of candle. Burning of candle is a very interesting example. So can any one of you tell me, is it a physical change or a chemical change? Yes, very good. It is a physical as well as a chemical change. Why? Because in this, the wax of the candle is melting and we are getting molten wax. So it is a physical change. Whereas we are obtaining gases like carbon dioxide and water vapors, and that is a chemical change. So burning of candle involves a physical change as well as a chemical change. So now what do you observe in all these chemical changes? In all the chemical changes, you might have observed that there is a chemical reaction which is occurring. So all chemical changes involve a chemical reaction. So what is basically a chemical reaction? Chemical reaction is a reaction in which a new product is formed. So any reaction which involves the formation of a new product, that is called a chemical reaction. So what is basically a chemical reaction? A chemical reaction is a reaction in which entirely new product is formed. Like for example, if you combine hydrogen with oxygen, what do we get? Water. Right? So it's an example of a chemical reaction. So all the chemical changes they involve, they are associated with a chemical reaction. Now there are basically 5 characteristics of a chemical reaction. So if a chemical reaction is occurring, it is accompanied by any one or more of the following. Either there is a change in state, there is a change in color, there is an evolution of gas, change in temperature, or the formation of a precipitate. Now first of all we have change in state. In that, let us take the example of a simple melting of ice. So when we melt ice, the solid state gets converted into liquid state. So it is a change in state. Secondly, we have change in color. So like for example, when the tomatoes ripen, so green color changes into red color. So we can say that there is a change in color which has occurred, and hence we can say there is a chemical reaction which has occurred. The third is evolution of gas. So in few examples, when we see a gas is evolved. Like for example, if we combine zinc with hydrochloric acid, so what do we observe? ZnCl2 is formed plus hydrogen gas is released. And do remember one thing students, hydrogen gas is always released with a popping sound. So what do we observe? What do we hear? A popping sound. So hydrogen gas is released with a popping sound. So we can just balance the equation. So we'll add a 2 here, right? So Zn plus 2HCl gives us ZnCl2 plus H2. Then the next example is change in temperature. Now in few examples there is a change in temperature also. Like for example, if we take up calcium oxide, which is also called quicklime, and we combine it with water, so we observe calcium hydroxide is formed and a large amount of heat is liberated. Now let us do a small activity to see the beautiful change in color. So in that, we are taking lead nitrate and potassium iodide. So here I have mixed lead nitrate in water, and now I will add potassium iodide to it. So see, such a beautiful change in color we have observed. A yellow colored PPT is formed. So just can you see, the white color has been changed to yellow color. Students, there are different types of chemical reactions. So we will be discussing first of all the combination reactions. combining one or two things to form a new product. Like for example, in this, what is a combination reaction? Let me show you first. So let us, for example, say this is an A reactant and this is a B reactant, and we are combining these two reactants to form AB. So here what I am doing is A combines with B to form a new product, that is AB. Like for example, hydrogen plus oxygen combines to form H2O, and we can balance the equation. So in this, hydrogen is combining with oxygen. So there is one reactant, these two are the reactants. So two or more reactants, they are combining together to form a new product. So reactants combine together to form a new product. So this is an example of a combination reaction. Whereas there is a second reaction, that is decomposition reaction. So can anyone of you tell me what does decomposition reaction, the name suggests? That is, we are decomposing something, that is, we are breaking down something, right? So in this decomposition reaction, a single reactant, it breaks to form two products. Like for example, this is a reactant, right? And it breaks down to form two products. So there is a single reactant which breaks down to form two or more products. So this is a decomposition reaction. Thank you so much everyone.